Tomorrow is the start of something great. Football season.
And it's the start of the most annoying time of year, grown men acting like that.
Main event, NFL preview, it's next.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event.
You have fun at the game?
Yeah, it was so exciting. They scored the winning hit right at the buzzer.
I think he wants to come inside Utley.
He doesn't always go down.
Got a red pure arc to that stroke, isn't it? Yeah, it's one to copy.
He starts to come and then he pulls out.
Put your testicles in the C gap.
Welcome to the Main Event Podcast NFL Preview. Jason Carter with Steve McCullum.
Hello.
And back by popular demand. This week, is it popular or unpopular? I don't know. But back for some weird reason, because he decided to come out here and hang out with us. It's the one and only original OG, Mr. Adam Michaels.
Thanks for having me in studio, guys. Had to come in, and the only way to get on the podcast is to fly out here, so I had to come out here.
I made you buy your own ticket. I said fly out here.
That's how that works out.
I made you come work for me this weekend by buying your own ticket. But no, we are the Main Event Podcast. Thank you for following us if you have, or you haven't, or thank you for listening. If you haven't followed us, make sure you do at the Main Event Pod on Twitter. Also, hit us up on Facebook. That was a burp. Red Bulls. You can also hit us up on Facebook at the Main Event Podcast by searching that in. Got a lot of new followers, likes this week, so that's awesome to have. Also, we are on Podbean, Spotify, and iTunes, so make sure you download and share with your friends and family. And we are going to be the best NFL preview you're going to get, all right? I've been watching ESPN all freaking week, and I can't stand these guys talking anymore about how nonsense, because they don't know what's going on, but we know what's going on.
Is that because they're saying the Cowboys are going to be awful this year?
No, they're not saying the Cowboys are going to be awful this year. Right?
Everybody's saying the Cowboys are going to be awful.
Well, not me, Cowboy fans. I will tell you right now why the Cowboys
Don't spoil it.
Don't spoil
All
it.
right, well, coming up later in
I'll
the
tell you how
show,
they're going to be terrible, though.
I will tell you how they will be 10-6 and winning the NFC East.
Oh, all right,
Jason
guys.
woke up.
Gather around. Storytelling hour's coming up, folks.
But we will get into NFL preview. Also going to look at the games this week. Do some pick'ems. Write it down, baby. I got a couple of hot takes, I guess.
You rubbing your hands there?
Rubbing my hands.
So, first game was Thursday night. What'd you think? You picked the Atlanta to win.
I did pick Atlanta to win.
What was the takeaway?
That didn't happen. The game sucked, by the way. Horrible effing football game.
But it was exciting at the end.
Yeah, I gotta say at the end, but it was terrible for like 3.5 quarters. It was a complete disaster game. But then Nick Foles did the second incarnation of the Philly special, and
So I was reading about that. They took, I think it's 4 plays, but it might be more than that. Might have been 7 or 8.
From Madden?
No, from the Patriots playbook from the Super Bowl, and they put it into their offense this year, and that was one of them.
Really?
That wasn't.
Yeah, because Brady did that. Last year,
wasn't the Philly special. That was the one that Brady ran and dropped the ball.
But the guys, fucking what's their nuts? Michaels and Collinsworth were like, "Oh, it's the Philly special."
Everybody's
2.0.
doing that, but yeah, I read that. I read that Friday was that they put in. I guess I know it's at least 4, but it might be like 7 or 8 plays, and they ran them all too. So how awesome is that? They took their.
We're gonna beat your ass, take your plays, and run them in our next game.
Well, offense always
Suck
struggles. Did you get a chance to watch it, Adam?
Yeah, I checked in a little bit of it. I caught the end of the game by the time I got home, and it was your typical Thursday night matchup. But what they do in the off, what they were able to, like you're saying, pull together their plays to beat them at the end is pretty much genius at that point.
Super genius.
That's one thing that you'll like about being out here is all the football games start earlier tomorrow. So
well, I woke up this morning at like 7:30 and was watching College Game Day Live. I'm like, this is great.
Yeah.
It actually started at 6.
Yeah.
Well, I woke up at 7:30.
First kickoff is at 9 out here this time of year, so it's like the noon games are at 9. So.
God love football. I don't care what Steve says. Football, football, football. Give me more football. Hot take though. NFL ratings will take a big hit this year. not because of anthem protest, but because these refs and the NFL keep making these pussy-ass rules saving these fucking players. You see that shit Thursday night? The guy freaking sacks Nick Foles, just rubs his crotch over his helmet, and then he gets flagged for it because he was, like, on the quarterback too long. The guy's wearing fucking pads, man.
It's even worse than that. Julio Jones makes a spectacular catch on his back with the ball pinned to his shoulder, and they call it a non-catch. And then the replay says it's a non-catch, and that was obviously a catch.
Obviously.
So that's what's going to be more infuriating. But you can't put your body weight on the quarterback. It's been the rule for a couple years now.
Stupid.
So.
I hate it.
Can't touch the. You might as well put flags on the quarterback.
Might as well do it. Might as well put flags.
But going back, going to that game there, I mean, my takeaway is that defenses are always better than offenses the first couple of weeks. I mean, Atlanta's offensive starters, Julio Jones had a great game, but nobody played in the preseason.
Yeah, they played like 20 reps.
So, like, how do you expect them to have the timing down and things like that? So, it takes 3 to 4 weeks for that to pick up. It's going to be a lot of bad football this weekend, next couple weekends, but it'll get
hopefully we get
better.
that one game where like everybody just clicks.
Yeah, right. It's just one of those things where, you have to suffer through defensive football for the first few weeks. Some teams will light it up, I'm sure the Patriots, I don't know who the Patriots have this week, but they'll probably light it up.
They have the Texans. That's going to be tough.
Oh, yeah. With that defense, good point. So
Don't be toughen.
So we'll see, but opening football night, and that's the other thing on the ratings is, I think I was telling you, they opened up to the lowest ratings in like 20 years or something for an opener, and that's what I was telling you was NFL's in for a rough ratings year if you can't get good ratings on a Thursday night home opener with nothing else to compete against. I mean, baseball had like 4 games playing that night.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing else was going on, and if you get the lowest ratings for an opener in like 15 years, 20 years, whatever it was, you're in for a rough year of football because things are going to start coming up here on Sundays to compete against it.
But the way you watch anything in general has changed. Though you're not sitting in front of your TV anymore. You don't have to. That's the whole thing. The ratings are down all across the board because you can watch the game on Twitter basically.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Are they starting to get the online stuff? Because like we watch it through the app.
The last couple of years, I don't know if they don't do like the online ratings like with the regular ratings.
It comes out later.
Yeah,
right?
It comes out later. Yeah. Or even if they want to like say, oh yeah, these are our ratings for our streaming services or whatever.
Yeah, we watch it on the NBC app, and I don't think we count for live ratings.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I'm at Nielsen home now. So I have these boxes. I got these boxes on all my TVs, and
how much are they paying for that?
It's $150 every 3 months. So it's $150 a month to press a button to tell them what you're watching.
Really?
Yeah, and it's like I have a confession to make. I was watching Zero Hour on WGN. I had all 5 of mine lit up, and I was the only one watching it. But I added an extra 10,000 people because they say like one household is 10,000 people is what it generates. So I'm like, it was kind of crazy though.
Yeah, that show's gonna get picked up for a second season
because of Adam.
They're gonna be like, what did all the viewers
Big Brother ratings go up every time.
That's hilarious.
That is great. That is great. Anyways, NFL football game 1 in the books, but we got a whole bunch of more games coming at you tomorrow. 2 games on Monday night, and guess what? We got to preview some of this shit. So AFC, where you want to start at? East?
Yeah, let's go east to west.
East to west. All right. So in the AFC East, you got the Patriots, you got the Bills, you got the Dolphins, and you got.
What's the other team?
The Jets.
Yes.
Jets. Jets.
Yes. So take it away, Jason. What we got here?
Well, I'll tell you what you got right here. You got one really good team. Actually, I feel like the Patriots aren't really that good at this point. They're just in like a terrible division. I mean,
it's been that way for years. I mean, the Dolphins won that. What was that? 3 years ago or something, the Dolphins made it to the playoffs, but
the Bills made it to the playoffs last year.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, true.
They backed into
but
it, yeah.
It's just like, but they're like 8-8, right? Like 9-7. Like they were like very good.
Yeah,
like they didn't have 10 wins.
Yeah.
Well, that was through the NFL. That was parity. I mean, how many 8-8 teams were there last year?
The Patriots just look really good because they're hanging out with all the fat friends. All right, it's like when you go to the bar, they are that girl who's like, "Man, dude, that girl, you know your skill, Steve. You got your skill, your rankings. You're like, man, that girl's a 3 fat girl 8, but when she's not hanging out with fat girls.
I don't do that way. No. We ran into a Safeway 15 yesterday, Jason.
Oh, dude, she was hot.
So in real life, she's probably an 8 or 9 in real life ratings. So slated, but I don't do fat. Let's not make it worse than it sounds.
So is that like radio math when the
Yes.
DJ asks what the girl looks like and she says she's 5'9", 125, so it's 5'5", 160?
210.
She ain't a lady unless she's 280. But no, I really feel like, the Patriots, their defense, from what I hear, isn't going to be that great this year.
It's never great.
You got Tom Brady with the regular white guys that he's going to be throwing the ball to
I don't
because...
even know who his receivers are.
Yeah,
Well, Edelman's out the first 4 games.
Yeah, that's what I
Danielle
mean.
For suspension.
is in Miami now.
Yeah, Amendola's in Miami. You got Gronk, so Gronk's going to get a lot of play.
If he can stay healthy.
Decker, who
He
retired, so that's not going to work out. And then they got, a couple of running backs and stuff. So, like you said, I have no idea who they're throwing the ball to.
But saying all that, the Patriots have been winning with that formula they've never had, other than Randy Moss, they've never had a bunch of guys that as household names, and they keep winning.
Still got Gronk.
I still think he's getting old, man. He's getting beat up. He can't.
I know, we thought he was going to retire this year.
Yeah.
I don't think he had any, boat sex trips this year, though, so it might, throw him off.
Maybe he's, he has them. You just don't hear about him as much anymore. So.
I would hear about a Gronk boat sex trip.
Okay. The Patriots are just going to be the class of this division. Again, no doubt about it, because Miami's taking us. I don't know if it's possible that Miami can take a step backwards from last year, but
I think they take a step forward. They got Cutler's gone, Tannehill's back. If you can get the Tannehill that was in 2015, 2016, if that Tannehill comes back, this division's up for grabs. The wild
Up for
card.
grabs?
The wild card.
Hot take.
Adam Michaels.
Come on now. You guys just got
Patriots,
done.
watch
you guys
out.
just got done telling me how bad the Patriots' offense is. They got nobody to throw to. There's no defense, but they're the champs. Go ahead and crown them. Crown their asses.
I am crowning them. They're better than the rest.
Go ahead and crown them.
The Jets have a rookie quarterback and Todd Bowles, who
As Denny Green would say,
can Todd Bowles give me a
Go ahead
fucking
and crown.
complete sentence for an answer when he does a press conference?
No, he cannot.
I seriously, how are you a head coach, Todd Bowles? How'd your interview go? Hey, do you want to be a coach of the Jets? Well, I've been thinking about it. What?
you got 2 rookie quarterbacks.
Tell us why you want to be the head coach
in
here.
this division.
I like football.
There's a lot going on. He gave his football information. He's fine.
I guess.
But I think us saying the Patriots offense isn't awesome and their defense is going to be not awesome and they're still going to win the division, I think that's more, they've been that way for 10 plus years. That year they went 18-0 or whatever, 18-1 or whatever it was like their best team ever, right?
Yeah, that was the year they had Randy Moss.
Yeah, other than that, they've always just been, you look at them, but it's the system, man. They go out there and they just dominate. And, you get momentum in a division where you beat all your division mates every year, right? Even Christ, when the Jets were awesome with Rex Ryan, they could barely beat the Patriots those years, too.
Right.
And they would make it to the AFC Championship game every year, so... But that's the thing, is you got 2 rookie quarterbacks in there. Tannehill's coming back from injury. People don't consider him a good quarterback anyway. And I blame that more on the coaches because he's a better deal. Jets have Darnold starting, which he's going to have struggles in there because rookie quarterbacks always tend to struggle a little bit. And then
Josh Allen not going to be starting, but...
Oh my God.
How long until he starts?
Let's talk about that.
He'll be in there by the end of the second quarter in game 1.
Nathan Peterman, is there a bigger joke team in the world than... you think the Cleveland Browns are a joke? Is there a bigger joke than the Buffalo Bills? Not only that, they cut both their punters they had in camp this year. They're bringing in a free agent punter. Can they get...
How bad do you have to be to get cut as a punter? Your job is literally kick it 40 yards down the field.
But the Bills are going with the guy that last year they benched the guy that was successful for him and winning games, who threw 6 interceptions in the first half of a game, and they're going with this guy over a rookie, which is fine, whatever. It's probably the same as starting a rookie. To be honest with you, but
we want Josh Allen to learn what? How to suck?
I know, right?
That's what's going to happen.
Is Shady McCoy still in Buffalo?
Yeah, but he has that whole deal going on right now with some legal stuff, so nobody knows what his status is. Apparently he's playing.
But I think he's playing until he gets settled out. That's what I was getting at. Yeah, it was. But you can defend one guy out of the backfield, when you don't have, they don't have receivers anymore. It's just, there's
last year,
and then there's Buffalo Bills.
Last year LaShawn McCoy is a top 5 pick in fantasy. This year, went 3rd round my league.
Really?
So
yeah, I mean, you got. Yeah, so it's what do we got? Patriots first.
Patriots first, and then see who can win 5 games.
I hate to say it,
right?
But the Jets overachieved last year. I would say the Jets have a shot at being second in that division.
Oh yeah, they totally overachieved last year.
I mean, what they win last year? 9 games, 8 games.
Yeah, they were right in contention there for a while, and same 2 years before that too. They were in pretty good contention when they had Fitzpatrick on the team.
When I fly out here for the Royal Rumble in January, I'll tell you what. You guys are both going to be telling you that I was right, and the Dolphins make the playoffs.
All right. There you go.
Hot take.
Adam's taking the Dolphins. We'll get in the playoff picks later, but
I'm just saying they're going to be there.
Well, not wild card picks. We'll pick wild card later, but
I can't give them the division.
AFC East division going to the Patriots, right?
Yeah.
Is that consensus all around?
I think so.
All right. AFC North?
I would give it to the Patriots if their plane crashed and they all died.
Yeah. If they were that softball team on that bus, I'd still give it to them. All right, moving on. AFC North, we got the Steelers, we got the Ravens, we got the Colts, and we got America's favorite team. Go Brownies, go! The Cleveland fucking Browns.
Since we know Jason's going to go, the Browns are winning that division, going 16-0.
Probably.
What do you got on this division here, Adam? we'll skip the nonsense of Carter over here.
You know what?
Coming up next, I'll tell you why the Browns will go 16-0.
As the numbers decrease, this division goes through Pittsburgh. It's still Big Ben's division to win. The Browns, they're not 16-0. They're not 0-16 though, but they're not 16-0. I like Pittsburgh here still. Antonio Brown, he's still one of the best receivers in the whole game to me. And when Ben's got people to throw to, and if he can stay healthy, there's nobody better in this division.
I hope so. I have him on a fantasy team.
So obviously the dilemma with the Pittsburgh is Le'Veon Bell's holding out. Nobody knows when he's going to come back. There's just always so much turmoil around the Pittsburgh Steelers. I mean, the players this week came out and bashed Le'Veon Bell, which players don't get involved in other players' contracts. They're like, go get your money, and then when you come in. And players were calling out Le'Veon Bell for being a selfish little greedy baby this week. So there's just so much turmoil with the Steelers. But, I mean, you're just dismissing the Ravens and everything this year? I mean...
The problem with the Ravens is they don't even have their quarterback. Flacco's starting, but they kept RG3 and they drafted Teddy Bridgewater this year. Or not Bridgewater, Lamar Jackson.
What?
one of the other black Louisville quarterbacks who's lanky.
I mean, the plus is that the Ravens finally actually have someone to throw to when they grabbed Michael Crabtree.
Yeah, Crabtree back.
So they actually have somebody to throw to. And the defense of the Ravens has always been solid. I mean, it's going to be it's a 2-team race. And going to talk about Bell, I have a problem with the whole franchise tag to begin with. That I feel that he should be able to sit out. Because if he gets hurt and he misses out on that big money contract next year, it's not baseball. It's not Hugh Darvish that gets his $96 million whether he throws another pitch again. Bell, if he gets injured, he gets his $14 million, and there's no big bonus on the other side of the window for him.
Yeah, that is true. Good point. Good answer. Was it Family Feud?
I don't, a negotiation is two sides working together to get a contract done. And when one side blatantly doesn't want to get it done, then how can you fault the team?
Well, one side is already saying there's 31 other teams that want us, so...
Which is incorrect. We've had this discussion.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no way... It's probably 4 teams, maybe 5 teams that are going to pay him what he wants.
Yeah, that would be willing to pay him. I'm sure there's a lot more teams out there that'd be like, man, that'd be really cool to have Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah, I'd take him for $2 million a year too.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, sign him up.
There's somebody out there's like, oh, you gotta call, make your due diligence. It's like when Bryce Harper becomes a free agent this year. The Tampa Bay Rays are gonna call.
Yeah.
The Diamondbacks are gonna call.
I just, it's just every year the Steelers, and Baltimore's been down the last couple years, but every year the Steelers, make it to the playoffs, yes, but it's just like so much drama, and then they get slapped down.
It's not the Colts, it's the Bengals.
I know. I was trying to flag you down on that, like Jason. Did it?
Yeah. Well, I guess we know where the Bengals sit this year. They're finishing dead last. All right, cool.
Well, the only interesting thing, right, about the Bengals is not that they're gonna not be good like usual, and and everybody's gonna hate everybody. Is how will the team keep their head coach this year?
Yeah, how are they gonna justify keeping Marvin Lewis after another shitty season? That's the question.
Last year,
Cincinnati,
even the assistants were like, "Yep, we're all getting fired," so they're all out looking for other jobs, and then they get the call going, "Did you get hired yet? Because you can come back." It's like everybody's like, "What?" I think even Marvin Lewis was like, "Wait, this meeting's to have me come back?" So I mean, it's, that's the thing. I mean, just with the Ravens, I think Flacco might wake up this year, with Lamar Jackson. Everybody wants Lamar Jackson to be the guy there, but watch him in the preseason, man. He might be good someday, but he's not the guy.
He's not an NFL quarterback. Yeah, he just ain't.
I tend to agree with that, so it'll just be interesting to see how he progresses. I mean, if the Ravens have to go down to him in there, then their season's done at that point, So, but yeah, the Steelers, like I said, I think they'll win that division. Like we said, Ravens might push him a little bit, but we'll see how the Steelers are tomorrow. They got the Browns in Cleveland first game. That's, I'm not saying that's a tough matchup per se.
It's a tough matchup for Pittsburgh because Pittsburgh don't have Bell. They got so much drama surrounding that team right now.
And they lose in Cleveland.
And you're running right through Cleveland. All right? The division runs through Cleveland. The Browns are going to do it this year. I have faith. Tyrod Taylor, proven winner, playoffs last year. Jarvis Landry, playoffs 2 years ago with the Dolphins. Proven winner. You got Baker Mayfield, Heisman last year. Proven winner. Browns are doing it, man. I like
He's not even talking about the Cowboys yet. Jesus.
Oh, man. He's all hard knocks, man.
I am all on the Browns.
Browns are 16-0. Browns are winning the Super Bowl.
I'm getting rid of all my Dallas Cowboy gear. I'm buying Cleveland Brown gear. If somebody wants to buy my Cowboy gear so I can purchase Brown gear, that'd be awesome.
That's why a Hard Knocks is awful. It makes people
believe in that team no matter what team it is.
I had no faith in Tampa Bay last year, but I'm all in on the Browns right now.
It's oh my God. So I mean, the Browns. I told you I'm a Tyrod Taylor fan. I mean, I don't know why Buffalo poo-pooed him so much as they did. He's going to get him 5-6 wins minimum just with him being in there compared to, DeShone Kizer or whatever other rookie they wanted to throw in there. But, I mean, that's not... I mean, Baker Mayfield's the future there. So, if the question is if they win 5, 6, 7 games... I've even seen people say they could go 8-8, 9-7 if things go their way. I think that's a little bit of a stretch. Because it is a big thing where you have to learn how to win. And although you say Jarvis Landry's a leader and a proven winner, come on. No. There's no lineage there. Oh, we made the playoffs with the Dolphins one year.
Hey... That shit is contagious.
Okay. Oh, here we go.
All right, that is contagious.
Yeah, here we go.
Contagious.
You don't have enough
going to the
F-bombs.
playoffs is more fucking contagious than not going to the fucking playoffs.
Yeah,
so it's fucking
F-bombs.
Contagious.
Jeez.
Is iTunes going to kick us off? I keep saying fuck.
Probably.
I have to bleep it out every now and then.
Yeah, I know. How many times does this happen? How many times are you going to...
You get the little E.
Well, that shit's contagious. All right, so Steelers... I think the Browns are going to be tough. All right, but Steelers will probably win out the division. But I think
define tough. I want to hear how many. What do we have for the Browns record here? Let's get it on record now.
I'm going 9-7, second wildcard team.
Wow. All right. We need to employ drug testing with you.
I'm shocked. How could you even say that? How do those come? How does that even come out of your mouth?
I've seen real I'm all real
I've seen real people talking. I've seen people actually get paid by some real publications.
ESPN, I think a couple ESPN people said the Browns could win. They didn't say they would, but they're like, we could see 9-7 if these 2 games go their way or whatever. But nobody said playoff spot.
All right, whatever.
Playoffs.
Playoffs. AFC South. You got the Texans, and then you got the Colts, Jaguars, Tennessee Titans. I believe the Jags and Titans won the playoffs last year out of this division.
Yes.
Jaguars went to the AFC Championship game and lost to the Patriots. This division's tough. I mean, you look at it. I mean, you got the Texans who have they're gonna have a badass offense. J.J. Watt stays healthy. You got Honey Badger on that team now. That's gonna be badass defense. You got the Jaguars, whose defense was badass last year, gonna be badass this year again.
Jalen Ramsey.
You got the Tennessee Titans, who are like the up-and-coming team, like doing things. And then you got the Colts. I think the Colts are the worst team in this division, even with Andrew Luck.
Well, Andrew Luck has nobody to block. He's got no offensive line. It's just a matter of time before he's injured.
Well, he already he got injured in the preseason because he had to run for his life.
They can't block anybody.
Yeah.
I mean, the Colts are the worst team in this division.
I think the Colts and the Texans are the worst team in the division. Like, the Texans have a great defense.
At least they have something going for them.
But they can't. Yeah, but they can't stay healthy. J.J. Watt's injured every year. I don't know what.
I don't think I've seen him play a snap in like 2 years.
Yeah, and then Honey Badger. Being from Arizona, we know Honey Badger is a hell of a player, but he definitely has lost a step or two
He don't give
with
a
all
shit,
of his
though.
injuries and stuff. But can he stay healthy? That's artificial turf in Houston. He could play a natural turf here without getting hurt.
No, I think it's real grass.
Is it real grass in Houston?
Yeah, I think they use real grass too.
Yeah, I'll take that back. Don't at me.
Don't at me.
So I don't know. And then just the Texans' offense is not good. Now, caveat, they were good for 2 or 3 games last year, but he's got to go back in.
Well, they had a 4 or 5 game win streak with Deshaun Watson last year.
Yeah, until he blew his knee on practice.
Yeah, that one. Now he's
Deshaun
back.
Watson,
I don't know if he's not gonna be running though.
He threw 19 touchdowns in 7 games.
That's pretty solid.
Okay. Andrew Luck can do that too.
But I don't think he's gonna be running.
If Andrew Luck can stay upright, he can't
If
throw
Andrew
from the
Luck
ground.
can complete
Wait,
one
so
over
you-
20 yards,
So you guys are saying that if Andrew Luck can stay healthy because he's had one injury that kept him
Look.
out for a year, and Deshaun Watson had one injury in his first year?
you know me.
Which one-
I am
All
not.
I'm saying is the line is terrible in Indy.
I am
That's all
not
I'm
an
saying.
Andrew Luck guy. I don't know why people paint his fucking dick Peyton Manning blue, but it ain't fucking Peyton Manning
Well,
blue.
dude,
All
you're
right,
nuts, man.
Andrew Luck is a fucking scrub.
If he
Scrub.
You're
Healthy,
going a
yeah.
little too far there.
No,
But
no.
if
He's
he
a
had a
scrub.
line, if he had a line to protect
First-
him, there's no.
I mean, just
Andrew
look at
Luck
the
is
guy.
one
He
of
has
the
a
best.
neck beard, which is just ugly to look at.
He got rid of that.
Did he?
Yeah.
It's coming back. You know the neck beard's coming back. Once you have
You're
a neck
judging
beard,
him
you can't
on
get rid
his
of it.
freaking neck.
I know. Right? I
Yeah,
know.
that's how I judge quarterbacks.
Andrew Luck, if healthy, if he's not the best quarterback in the league, he's top 4 easy, top 3 easy, healthy. Yeah, he can put balls in places that not even you can do, Jason.
That's saying a lot.
Oh!
The thing you got on the Jacksonville Jaguars is just, are they going to take a step back this year because they were so surprising last year? We'll find out pretty quick with the Giants rolling into them because the Giants are definitely improved this year. Everybody says it comes down to Bortles, but with Jacksonville, it's going to come down to that defense again. So can they stay healthy and can they dominate like they did last year is the big question. And I'm a Calais Campbell fan down in there, but he's getting up there in age now. So last year he was right in there. So and then the Titans are the Titans, though, right? Like
Mariota
expect-
is like.
you
He's a solid quarterback.
you expect good things from the Titans every year, and then one year they give it to you, and the next year they don't, and it's just like you don't know what to expect from them, right?
I think the Titans are just there.
The Titans-
they're 7-9, 8-8. They're nothing special.
The Titans are that girl who, like, the first time you hang out with her, she'll hook up with you, and then, like, you want to keep hanging out with her, but she's like, nah, not tonight, and then, like, randomly, like, 2 months down the road, she'll call you up and be like, hey, you do anything? And you're like, no, and then, like, she'll come over and, like, get it on, or, like, real freaky. That's what the Titans are.
That's a hell of an analogy.
It's a solid one, right?
Yeah, but so this could be the year that the Titans put it all together because what's his name retired.
They've been knocking on the door for a while.
Yeah, and they made the playoffs last year. But Mariota also gets hurt, so he's got to stay healthy in there and everything. So yeah, I think we all agree that Jacksonville should win that division.
I think it's gonna be Jacksonville and Houston. It's gonna be close with them.
Then we disagree on that because I just think Houston's going to be another Bill O'Brien is the quarterback whisperer. My butt. What's with these? On a side note, sort of. What's with these coaches, Matt Patricia, Bill O'Brien, that work for Bill Belichick, and they don't even do anything else, and they get these head coaching jobs, and they're like, "Oh, these guys are geniuses," and then they suck. It's obviously Bill Belichick's running the show up in Pittsburgh, in New England, and these guys aren't very good because he is not. if he's a quarterback whisperer, stop it, right? Like, oh my God.
Yeah.
So I just have no faith in the Texans and Bill O'Brien.
Well, hopefully the players coach themselves.
Watson's going to be in there. But they still have, good receivers. Hopkins is in there. Or what's his name? Yeah, Hopkins, right?
Yep.
I was all D. Hopkins. So we'll just have to see on that one. But then the other good AFC West team, which we get to see out here in Arizona a lot.
We got the Broncos, the Chiefs, the Chargers, and the Oakland Raiders. Last year in Oakland, right? Or was next year last year?
No, next year too.
Bummer.
The stadium doesn't open up until... it was guaranteed 2 years. I think the third year was like an option. And there was talk of them leaving early just because, nobody supports them up there when they're leaving. So, so this one here, I guess I'll start with this one here because I follow all these teams out here. Broncos, 0 quarterbacks. Defense is going to be studly awesome. They picked up Chubbs back there on the line to go up on that defensive line there. So the defense is going to be awesome. Their offense is going to be a dumpster fire,
Yeah, Case Keenum not very good.
He's good at the systems, right? But Vance Joseph is not a head coach. He is awful. How he kept his job last year after 1 year, I do not know.
Because it was 1 year.
It's just awful. I mean, if he's not gone in the middle of the season, I mean, the day the season ends, he will be fired probably. He's not good. Case Keenum, with the right system, he showed that in Minnesota last year. He could be good in that system. He's had success in other places also. It's just nobody looked good in Denver this year for the preseason or, to be honest with you, the end of last year either. Kansas City Chiefs, rookie Pat Mahomes. We had this talk on the Main Event regular podcast that last year when Alex Smith was in Kansas City, Patrick Mahomes is the best thing in camp. Yeah, he can do no wrong in camp. This year he shows up to camp, those 800 interceptions, and everybody's worried that he's not going to be able to perform or anything. It's amazing how expectations change on that. So you don't know what to expect from the Chiefs with essentially a rookie starting in there, even though he's been there for a year. The Chargers, if they don't get off to an 0-4 start like they do every year, actually can run away with this division because they have the most talent. They are the best team in this division, but every year they suck at the beginning of the season and they can't dig out of the hole on there. And then they just signed 98-year-old tight end back. What was his name?
Antonio Gates. King of Antonio Gates.
Last year they told him, it was last year, 2 years ago, they told him they have no interest in his services because he can't play anymore. And this year they're like, can you come back, please?
we need you. We need you.
And then the Raiders. John Gruden's back. This is the most fascinating story you got, right? Because John Gruden's back. People are already up in arms because he traded Khalil Mack for draft picks. There's no doubt the Raiders are trying to set up their roster, not for this year, not for next year in Oakland, for that first year in Vegas. When they roll into Vegas, that's the year the Raiders want to be good. They don't want to peak a little early. They're going for that date. So that's where Gruden's got a 10-year contract. He isn't going anywhere anytime soon. And that's the fascinating story there. Is they're not going to be that good this year. They're going to struggle. They got rid of all the receivers, basically. Khalil Mack's got on defense.
Still got Cooper. That's all you need.
They brought Jordy Nelson in.
Yep. And, but I don't expect them to be good. They're going to be entertaining, but they're definitely going to be working out some kinks and everything. But for me, the Chargers win this division. But there's so many variables. I can see any of the 4 of these teams going on a 9-win. But it's going to be like 9 wins.
Yeah, 9-7 totally wins this division. And I have the Chargers, too. I picked it the other day when I actually called in and talked to Adam Michaels over there on the Main Event Chicago on SportsTownChicago.com. Listen every Thursday, 2 to 4 Central, right?
3 to 5.
Oh, 3 to 5 Central? 3 to 5. Whatever.
Time changes.
Damn time changes.
It may be 2 to 4 before the end of the time, though, because that 5 o'clock traffic was brutal.
Who knew?
Right.
But no, so yeah, I like the Chargers in this division. Like you said, I mean, they always kind of start off slow, but I think like this is the 1 year you can start off slow and still win. Because I do believe 9-7 gets it done. The Broncos, yeah, they have a great defense, but their offense, a lot of question marks. Case Keenum, don't think he's a great quarterback. Patrick Mahomes went to Texas Tech. Texas Tech does not produce great quarterbacks. Oakland Raiders got rid of the best defensive player. They have Derek Carr and Mark Cooper, but, I mean, they got rid of Crabtree this year. They did bring in Jordy Nelson, so I don't know. I mean, it'll be interesting in Oakland to see how that, offense goes, but I think when you're playing the defenses that are in place in the West, you're losing a lot of games right there because the Broncos, Chiefs, and Chargers all have great defenses, so I think it's going to be a tough uphill climb for the Raids.
I'm going to take the Chiefs in this division. Ooh. I still have faith in Andy Reid. I have faith in Andy Reid. Yes, he does wonders with quarterbacks, young quarterbacks, and I think that defense is strong enough. And if he can minimize the mistakes, I think the Chiefs are the team to beat in this division.
I don't even know what to say on that. I mean, they got Tyreek Hill.
They got great.
You got Justin Houston.
You got Tyreek Hill. You got Kareem Hunt.
You got Eric Berry.
I don't know.
Eric Berry's back again this year?
Yep, Pro Bowl City, he's back this year. So just watch out for the Chiefs.
All right. Cool. Moving on. NFC.
Leaves us speechless. No, I'm just kidding.
NFC, East?
Yeah, start with the East.
NFC East, you got the New York Giants, Washington Redskins, Dallas Cowboys, and the reigning defending Super Bowl champions, the Philadelphia Eagles, who are already up 1-0, so they're a half game up on everybody.
There's more teams than just Dallas in the East? I got confused.
Yeah.
There's more than one team?
They're not up half a game, they're up one game. Because they played one. Nobody else has played one.
Yeah, but the other teams haven't lost yet.
It's one game.
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out baseball math.
I know. Let's get away from it.
It's worse than Sox math.
Lead us on this division, since your favorite team for some reason is the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, I'm from Dallas, so I do like the Cowboys. They got Dak Prescott. They got rid of Dez. They didn't get rid of Jason Witten. He retired. They got rid of the best kicker, Dan Bailey, who was Mr. Automatic for a guy who just knocked like a 60-yarder. 57-yarder in a preseason game. Apparently hits like 65-yarders in practice. But he's from the CFL, so he's never really kicked a field goal in real-life competition. So we'll see how that goes.
But they saved a lot of money.
They did save a lot of money, which is good. Got to stay underneath the luxury tax. Dez Bryant and Jason Witten, look, those guys, their careers were declining. Last year combined, they had 175 catches, I think, for 11 touchdowns, which is decent at best. If you're one guy, but for two guys, whatever. Get them out of here. Don't care. Not going to be a factor for the Cowboys' downfall this year. Cowboys are good. Got Zeke Elliott back, fully healthy, not hitting women, fucking banging them though. I love my guy. What was the story you read the other day?
That when he was going through his stuff last year, he made a quote, because everybody was like, you hit your girlfriend, and his response was, she isn't even my girlfriend. I'm banging a lot of girls at this time. Or something like that.
That is my boy, Zeke Elliott.
It's no denial or anything. It's just he denies that she's his girlfriend, and he's banging a lot of girls. He didn't want to get in trouble with the other girls, right?
I'm making a lie. Right, whatever. So I don't know. I still like the Cowboys in this division. I'm not taking them to win the division or anything. I mean, the Eagles, I think everything runs to the Eagles. I know they won the Super Bowl last year. There's always some sort of fall off, but they held tough the other night, which I was very shocked to see, especially because the way they started out. I mean, that game was just a dud from the beginning between both teams, but the Eagles, they pulled out their tenacity and toughness, and they got it done. So I do like the Eagles still winning this division. The Giants, you got Saquon Barkley, but what else do you got? You still got Eli Manning, who looked like garbage last year. Was it because Odell wasn't there or whatever? I don't know, but I don't really think Eli Manning's a great quarterback. Didn't they draft their future quarterback this year? Or was it last year?
Well, they
traded him, right?
They cut Davis Webb this year. Backup, so
they drafted their future quarterback last year, cut him. So a lot of question marks around the Giants. Redskins, they do have Alex Smith, who is great. He was great with the Chiefs in that system. Don't know how he's going to be in the Washington Redskins system. I look for Smith and Reed to connect a lot, just because the new quarterback, the tight end's always the security blanket whenever you get a rookie quarterback or a new quarterback in a place. So I think that's going to be a good connection. But what really are the Redskins? They're just the Redskins. So
we're going to see them right off the bat on Sunday against the Cardinals.
Tomorrow we'll see them.
We'll know that pretty quick.
We'll see them warming up here in 24 hours.
Yeah. What do you got, Adam?
I think that it all goes through Philadelphia. I think Philadelphia still wins this division. I'm really interested to see if Alex Smith was good because of the system he was in, or if he's just a good quarterback now. That's really what I'm really interested in, what Washington can do. Dallas, sorry, Jason. Third place is in your immediate future.
Third place. Damn.
Third place in the division, but I still like Philadelphia for this.
Wait, who do you have fourth?
I'm gonna go Giants.
Oh my God, you guys are killing me.
I'm gonna go Giants.
What?
Sorry.
I mean, I'm the Redskins fourth.
So, yeah, that's true. So, Eagles are going to take a step back this year. The Super Bowl hangover, especially for Philadelphia because they've never done it before, so it's even more exciting for them. But Carson Wentz is going to come back at some point. So can Nick Foles, even if he wins every game, you're going to have that conversion where Carson Wentz is going to come back, and there's going to be some.
It's going to take a while to get on page.
It's going to be on the same page. So they're going to take a step back there. Their offensive line has not looked good though. This is an all-pro offensive line, and they have not looked good. Now preseason's one thing. They didn't look good on Thursday night either. People were getting through there. The Eagles had to resort to trick plays to get ball moving and stuff like that. It's never good when your trick plays start to light up and get you moving and everything. The Dallas Cowboys, I think they take a step forward with Dez gone on the receiver thing, but they never had receivers. Even when Dez was there, they didn't have any solid receivers. They have those little dink and dunk guys, but it doesn't ever do anything for them. So I think the Dez thing's inconsequential. Dez was there or Dez isn't there. They're the same not very good receiver crew. And then, God forbid Dak gets hurt because then they got to go with Cooper Rush there.
Cooper Rush, my boy. Hopefully they sign Brogan Roback.
They're going to hand the ball off to Zeke and everything, and he came into camp, whatever, but when you don't have receivers, the defenses are just going to stack the box to shut down Zeke in there. So I don't know how effective he's going to be in that. I mean, the Cowboys need to run play action offense, and I don't see how they're going to be able to do it, especially in this division. The other thing is oh my God, Jason Garrett, stop clapping, man. He's going to be clapping a lot this year for mistakes because it's brutal. Did you see the Nike ad where somebody had just keep clapping even when you don't know how to coach football?
Oh no, I didn't see that one. Oh, classic.
I meant to send that to you. So,
classic.
And then I left the Giants and the Redskins last because you're right. The Redskins are the Redskins. Like, you expect things from the Redskins, but then you don't expect things from the Redskins. So if the Redskins start the season and they go like 9-0 to start the season, you're like, oh yeah, I can totally see that.
Right.
Good for them. And then if they start the season 0-9, you're like, oh yeah, we could have seen that coming too. Like, it's just, the Redskins have always been that weird team. Alex Smith is a good quarterback. I mean, he was good in San Fran. He didn't get benched because he wasn't good. He got benched because Harbaugh wanted a running quarterback and Kaepernick in there because that was the beginning of that read zone offense, and they pretty much started it there for the most part with Cap. So I think he's a solid quarterback. It's just he's like a Trent Dilfer, He's not going to lose you the game, but he also is not going to necessarily win you the game. He'll keep you in the game for something to happen. But they lost they got Adrian Peterson now, but they lost the rookie running back that went out with a knee injury there for this season. But then I left the Giants for last because I think they're not going to go 3 and whatever like they did last year. That was just a dumpster fire because the guy they hired, I don't remember his name.
What was his name?
He changed his hairstyle every freaking game. He thought that would help his coaching. He slicked it back one week. Next week he combed it over. I don't even know. Don't even care. He's an animal. I mean, he benched Eli Manning. He benched Eli Manning for a game for Davis Webb and ruined the Eli Manning streak.
But he even asked Eli if he wanted to start the game. Like, do you want to start? Then I'll just pull you out.
Yeah. It's just a dumpster fire there last year. They got a stud running back who, as long as he stays healthy. I mean, I'm concerned about his hamstrings just because of the size of him, and he's already tweaked them once. Eli's Eli. I mean, Odell Beckham is going to make Eli better, even if Eli can't get him the ball because he's going to command double teams and the safety to roll over. So he's going to be able to go in there. So with the Eagles taking a step back, the Giants are going to be well improved. I mean, obviously you got to go with the Eagles in this division if you're a betting man and going to put money on it, just because they're Super Bowl champions and they are a stacked team if they can put it together. Just they're going to have a lot of problems. Anytime you switch a quarterback in the middle of the year, especially one that was they're going to have 2 or 3 game stretch where they're going to struggle when Carson Wentz comes back. But I think the Giants are going to come back and surprise people here. I mean, they're going to win 7, 8, 9 games this year. I think the Giants will do that. And the Redskins, but like I said, if the Redskins, I expect the Redskins to lose game 1, being on the road in Arizona. But I think the Redskins, wouldn't be surprising if they win 7, 8, 9 games. But at the same time, it wouldn't be surprising if they win 2 or 3. So kind of up in the air on that division there for the second place or whatnot. So we go into the AFC North.
NFC North.
Oh, I'm sorry, NFC North, which is Adam's specialty here.
Yeah, Adam, we got the Bears.
Yeah.
We got the Lions, the Packers, and the Vikings. The Bears, you guys going to go all the way this year, relive those 1985 days, or just going to keep living on that fucking year?
We're going to keep living on that year because here's the problem that happened with the Bears this preseason. Matt Nagy, there's an Amber Alert out still. We don't know where Mitch Trubisky is at. We've seen him for 30 snaps.
Did he play at all in the preseason?
30 snaps.
Oh, 30, okay.
In 5 games. Preseason games. As a rookie. Or basically as a second-year quarterback.
I didn't get the alert on my phone because I took off the notifications.
If you would have got it would have had like a hashtag number 10. And I'm very, I want to have a lot of trust in Nagy. But when you're dealing with a quarterback that's going into his 3rd system in 3 years, and last year during those 30 snaps, they had trouble communicating with the center because a lot of his stuff is out of the shotgun. Saw balls going over his head, to his right, to his left. I live about 10 minutes away from training camp. Went to training camp probably 7, 8 times and didn't see anything that made me say, wow, this is so good. And now all of a sudden...
You're one of those guys doing training camp videos like, oh man, look at that pass right there.
No, I was not. But then, you get the big trade. Mac is here. Bears are all over. It's meathead week in Chicago. The Bears. How can you tell me if the Bears are any good because I don't know what the offense can do? I know what Chase Daniels can do. I know what Trey Brett can do. That's all I know. I don't know
his backup, Chase Daniels?
Chase Daniels is the backup.
Chase Daniel.
Daniel. And they go in and they sit there and they get excited about the 5th preseason game. Those guys are washing cars today. They're not even in the NFL. It goes through Green Bay. It always is going to go through Green Bay.
Really?
No, it's going through the Vikings.
Yeah.
Packers ain't shit but hoes and tricks. The only thing they're good for is sucking the dick. All right? Aaron Rodgers, he's 34. He's still the best quarterback in the league. He's going
to have an MVP
season.
Chick.
He's such a prima donna.
Oh my God.
I do not like the Packers.
I don't like them either, but they're the best in the division.
No, the Minnesota Vikings are the best in the division. They got Kirk Cousins, who's not a great quarterback by any means, but he's a pretty damn good quarterback. That offense, Delvin Cook.
Returning from a knee injury.
You got Adam Thielen. You got the black guy outside of Adam Thielen. And then you have that defense.
That one guy, that black guy, he's on the team too.
And he's good. He's a good black guy. He's good serviceable wide.
So when I'm watching the game, I just say, well, there's a black guy that's good. Out of the 53, 27, 28, 30, 37? How many? Which one?
Well, the receiver black guy.
Okay.
What's his name?
I don't know.
There's Thielen, and then there's
all I can tell you is Delvin Cook coming back from his knee
injury.
Another
guy. I need Delvin Cook to do good. I got him on fantasy.
Kirk Cousins, he's in the team. They made the change. It's really what Zimmerman can do. And I still think it's going to go through Green Bay, unfortunately. But my outlook could totally change if the Bears win crush Green Bay on Sunday night. Everything changes Sunday night.
That's the cool thing about the NFL.
Like my opinion could change. I reserve the right to change my opinion after Sunday night.
The narrative of the NFL is so funny because it changes every freaking week. Like this week, we're going to the game tomorrow. Cardinals could shut out the Redskins tomorrow. 34-0, and everybody on Monday be like, "Oh my God, this Cardinals team, they have a real legitimate chance to be 13-3 at seasons." And next week they could lose barely. They don't have to get blown out. They can lose barely. Be like, yep, this team is exactly what we thought they were. This team, we told you it was going to be a long, mediocre year. We told you that back in September, or back in July.
They got the Rams week too, so there's a good chance they're going to lose. But that's why they have overreaction Monday and stuff like that.
Love it.
Because you do it in college too. But so I agree with you on the Bears. The Bears are a huge unknown, just because Mitchell Trubisky seems like a good quarterback, but it goes back to coaching at that point. John Fox is a horrible head coach. I don't understand why he keeps getting jobs. So hopefully that's over. But new system, new everything. The guy doesn't play at all. You got to get your timing down. You can't get timing down in practice. Yes, their defense did just get a huge upgrade because even if Khalil Mack doesn't get any sacks, he's going to be double team, triple team. So he's going to be in there. The Lions are the Lions. Matt Patricia, we watched that what preseason game did we watch with them at the Texas place?
The Browns.
Yeah, oh my God. Matt Patricia looked like he had no clue how to coach anything. Like, he just stood there with a pencil in his ear.
It was the fourth game. I don't know. Was he really
you still got to be coaching. You still got to be coaching and telling your team. They're making errors left and right. Like, nothing's being done. He's just, like, staring at people. No faith in Matt Patricia was there. He's just going to be the next Patriots guy that got a job because, he was underneath Bill Belichick.
The coaching tree.
And then the Packers are awful without Aaron Rodgers. With Aaron Rodgers, they rock. I don't understand how one guy can make the team that great, but they do. The Vikings should win this division. Kirk Cousins, though, is one of those quarterbacks where one game he looks like a Hall of Famer. The next game he throws 5 interceptions and looks like he's never played football before. We've seen it numerous times in years in Washington. My thing with the Vikings, though, is coaching. Like,
you're not a big Zimmerman guy?
No, I don't think he knows how to play call or anything like that. So, but I mean, Vikings should win this division. Packers, if Aaron Rodgers is healthy, will be right there also. But would you really be surprised if the Bears come up and win, 6, 7, 8 games this year?
No, I wouldn't be surprised. The addition of Mack to it. The Bears' defense has been in the top 10 the last 3 years. You go back and look at that. In the last 10, they've been in the top 10. So now with the addition of Mack, you're arguably in the top 5. And the Bears did that with really out any name players. You couldn't sit there and say there was no Urlacher to say, man, Urlacher, is the base of that defense. Yeah. It was just by guys that they plug in. It was in the Vic's system that makes it great. And now you're adding a player that's going to make a top 5. It all depends what this offense can do. If this offense can't move the ball, they're still a terrible team.
So who do they have for receivers there now?
They signed Robinson. Robinson. Right. They have a receiving crew. You got Kevin White Kevin White's going into a contract year. It's his last year, so there's a lot of hope for the offense, but we haven't seen anything. So unless Nagy's been the quarterback whisperer that they claim that he is on the bench and in the meetings, I want to see it on the football field Sunday night against Green Bay.
I just don't get where these teams hire. Like, I get it, you don't want to retread, but who the heck is Matt Nagy, right?
You know what? I've been really impressed with Matt Nagy during his press conference and how he's presented himself. I like the younger head coach. I don't want the retread. We had the retread of the John Fox. There's not a retread out there that I want to bring back. There's no Gruden around. You're not going to get.
Yeah, but
who am I? I'm drawing a blank on Pittsburgh. The guy that's in CBS.
The white guy?
Cowher.
Bill Cowher.
Yeah,
Cowher. You're not going to get these guys that, they've football has passed them by as far as coaching, and I really think you're going to see that with Gruden too, and you're going to see that for the next 6 years with Gruden.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that.
So it's one of these things where I'm okay with Nagy. Nagy, the way he comes across in press conferences and interviews is really impressive.
I was going to say, I don't think I've seen him in a press conference, but
really impressive.
My problem with hiring new coaches is, so nobody knew who Matt Nagy was. It was the Chiefs, right? Like, nobody knew who he was. Nobody knew what he did. And all of a sudden, it's like, oh, he's the Bears head coach. It's like, who?
Right.
Usually you hear about the offensive guy.
The guy who's going to be the next guy. Like, when Kyle Shanahan got the Niners job, you knew Kyle Shanahan was about to get a head coaching job.
That's what kind of worries me about the retread deals, or the new coaches is just, you haven't heard of the guy and just one day they're like, hey, Matt Nagy, and you're like, who? Where was he at? That just kind of always worries you a little bit, but, that's the only problem with the Bears, man. But it was nice to see. I will give the Bears credit. We talked about this on the main event. That it was good to see that the Bears finally stepped up and made a big splash in the world by getting Khalil Mack. Because normally the Bears don't do that. And the best part about that move is they signed Khalil Mack to that huge deal while Mitchell Trubisky is still on his rookie deal. So then by the time that big money's off the books, then they can go and they can have their quarterback signed, and it's not going to be one or the other or something that the Raiders, quite frankly, if they would have signed Khalil Mack, would have had to cut half their team because David Carr or Derek Carr. I get the Carrs confused.
And Mitch Trubisky loves kissing titties. So, boom. That's my boy right there, because that's what Sundays are all about, baby. Saturdays might be for the boys, but Sundays are for kissing titties. Can't wait to tailgate tomorrow on the yard.
Where did he go to college?
He went to North Carolina.
That's right.
North Carolina. He's a Jordan boy.
So next we got the NFC South. We spent enough time. We covered the Bears.
I know, right?
got-
Damn, we did a lot of fucking Bears talk today.
We got the NFC South now, which is Carolina Panthers, New Orleans Saints, the Buccaneers, and the Atlanta Falcons, who are already 0-1. They're already down a game.
Yep, Atlanta Falcons 0-1. I'm been on the Saints for this division. I mean, last year the Saints, they came back, fought strong.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, you got Drew Brees. I know he's getting old, but man, that dude, he's like fine wine, all right? He just gets better with age. And then you have Kamara. They have a good running game with Kamara. That's going to hurt the first 4 games because Ingram's out, but I still think, Kamara, he's a damn good running back. One of the top 5 running backs in the league right now. I'm going to say it. One of the top 5.
Okay.
And then
Hot take.
you also have Thomas over there too. I mean, that at wideout, and that defense last year looked freaking studly. And if it wasn't for a damn missed tackle, against the Vikings, they would have won that game.
For me, I think you go with Carolina.
We're all quiet.
Everybody's like, I don't know.
We had to let that sink in for a minute, I guess. Atlanta and New Orleans both they've made some improvements on their defense, but the Panthers' defense is still the echelons of the NFC South. I think that their front seven, it just sets the tone for that team, and I like the Panthers in this division.
Nice, with Cam Newton. Nice. I think the Buccaneers are going to win this division wholeheartedly. That's sarcasm.
I was like, you cannot.
I was like,
straight face, Andy.
I was like confused for a second. I needed to really think about that.
I think they go 3-0 with Fitzpatrick. Keep him in there. All year long. They're probably going to run the table.
They signed JPP, so we're good to go. The Buccaneers.
No, you know who the Buccaneers did sign? My boy, Carl Nassib.
That's what I was going to get.
From Hard Knocks. So,
for the Browns. Yeah, but Tampa Bay is going to be awful. Like ever. Dirk Cutter's the worst head coach in football, which is I'm saying a lot. I've never liked the guy. He coached at Arizona State here. It was just awful. But that's not why I'm holding it against him. He's just awful head coach for the Buccaneers. Doesn't know what to do with personnel. Doesn't know what to do with it. He was so creative at Boise State. And it's like as he gets promoted, it's like, and he was even creative in Atlanta as the offensive coordinator. And he was even creative in Buccaneers when Tubby Smith was the head coach. Then it's like all of a sudden he becomes a head coach and all that creativity just goes away, But, Jameis Winston's out the first 4 games. So who knows what he's going to be like coming back. He has not reached his potential at all. He's been very big disappointment. There's even talk that because of this 4-game suspension, Jameis Winston's working his way out of Tampa Bay.
And you ask, why is Jameis Winston suspended? Because he was grabbing her by the pussy.
In Scottsdale, in an Uber.
In an Uber. Oh, wasn't it in Scottsdale?
I was in Scottsdale.
Nice.
Like 3 years ago.
Hey, I've seen those Uber drivers in Scottsdale. Good on you, Jameis. Good on you.
So, Tampa Bay, their defense has gotten a little bit better with JPP signing and stuff, but like I said, you just can't have any
They had
faith in
22 total sacks last year.
I know.
22.
I know. What did they win last year? 3 games? 4 games, maybe?
I think it was 3.
Yeah. So...
And the hopes were so high, too, after the year before.
Yeah, everybody thought they were going to win, 12 games last year and everything, and they just suck. It's like they roll into... Last year they rolled into Phoenix and got rolled, by 60 points or something ridiculous like that. It was awful. But, and then after that, they just sucked. It was third game of the year. It was amazing. So, Carolina Panthers, you talked about their defense, studly defense, but they just lost their defensive coordinator because he's here in Arizona as our head coach. The problem there is just Cam Newton, man. He's still got that running mentality. Got in a preseason game, he rolled out and ran and dove for extra yardage and almost got decapitated.
He's gonna get hurt.
Hitting the ground. Do they have anybody? Calvin Benjamin's out there, who's now with the Bills, saying Cam Newton can't throw the ball to anybody. And
yeah, Christian McCaffrey, but that's coming out of the backfield. He can only do so much.
Yeah, he's just Cam Newton without taking the snap, and he'll be good. So that's just a question mark on the Panthers on that one. And then their stud linebackers always got concussions and is always hurt.
Bo Kuechly. Or Luke Kuechly.
Luke Kuechly. Yeah, so you just can't count on the Panthers to be good. The Saints, if Drew Brees does get hurt or something and goes down, which he never gets touched back there, didn't they trade for Bridgewater this year? So they got a solid backup there that can step in there and run that type of an offense pretty easy. Like you said, Ingram being out is going to hurt them a little bit at the beginning. But obviously, the Atlanta Falcons are just that team where they're either going to be really, really good or they're going to not be good. They're going to do just enough to win the division. But it was good to see them go to Julio Jones a lot on Thursday night. Because I was telling you, it's like their offense is on. It's like once Shanahan left, but they have who's the guy that was at USC and then went to Alabama? As the offensive coordinator now?
I don't know who the offensive coordinator is. The head coach? No, who's the head coach? Yeah, it's Kirksey, right? Kirksey?
No. Dan Quinn's the head coach.
Yeah, Kirk something or another. I don't know. Somebody tweeted something about how he sucked the other day.
On offense? Really? Because I thought that was the most dynamic. Oh,
well, no, it's because
until they got to the end zone.
They got to the fire line, and then Julio Jones came out.
Yeah.
And then Matt Ryan has issues, but they got to figure out how to score in the red zone.
The problem with the Atlanta, they can't close games out.
Yeah,
that's their problem. They can't close.
Well, in order to give your receiver,
it's like Adam at the bar.
Yeah. Dang. Snap.
I can't even deny it.
What happened to her last night, man? I thought you had her. I know she was. She was a hefty gal, but you were sending it.
So the Atlanta. Wow. So the Falcons.
Easy kill.
You got to be able to. We don't need to hear about your guys' dating.
I would have fallen asleep anyway.
So Matt Ryan needs to be able to throw the football where his receivers can catch it and actually get down in bounds instead of throwing the ball out of bounds every time he's in the end zone. So Sarkisian, by the way, is his name.
Yeah, I don't know why I was thinking Kirksey.
I know.
Who's Kirksey? I don't know, but I like the Saints in this. What do you guys like?
No, I'm gonna go Falcons with the Saints close behind there, or could switch, but definitely those two there.
I'm going Carolina.
Dang, we all vary right there.
So now the division that hits me and Jason here
at home, in the heart. We got the AFC West. Of course, you got the LA Rams playoffs last year. Seattle Seahawks.
Jeff Fisher.
San Francisco 49ers. And America's favorite team. Well, Arizona's favorite team. Well, maybe Arizona's second favorite team. Who knows? There's a lot of movement out here. But you got the Arizona Cardinals with a brand new head coach, a new realm. Bruce Arians is out. I actually like Bruce a lot. He was my boy. I remember that. What was that one game we were at? I don't remember. There was some call. I think I'm having against the Redskins a few years ago. We were at the game. There's some BS call. You just see Bruce lighting up the freaking line judge. And I remember you were on Twitter and you're like, man, this guy just tweeted. He's not too sure what Bruce said, but he would definitely get kicked off of something, for all the curse words he's throwing. So I like Bruce a lot. It's sad to see him go, but obviously, it was getting kind of stale a little bit there the last couple of years, I think.
The problem I think that Bruce had was he had those health issues, but there's something about coaches, and we went through it with Ken Whisenhunt also when he went to the Super Bowl, is the coaches do really well the first year or two because they want to prove themselves, and then it's like they get complacent, and then they stop having guys fight for their jobs and they start giving them jobs.
And Bruce got a bad deal too because Carson Palmer just kept getting hurt.
Yeah, but that goes down to you have an aging. Okay, I agree with that. But you have an aging quarterback and a suspect offensive line, and it's the coach's job not to no risk it, no biscuit, till your quarterback can throw it down the field and get slammed. Like last year when he broke his arm against the Rams. Rams had the best front six in football last year, and he has Carson Palmer getting the crap kicked out of him all game until he finally just breaks down.
Well, it was like one of those things because when Palmer came in, he had an MVP caliber year.
Yeah.
And then it's just injury after injury, oh my gosh, this sucks. Obviously, when a guy has an MVP caliber year, you're like, all right, all our chips, we're going all in, which, a lot of teams do that. But, like you said, he was aging and he was injury prone, at his previous stops in Cincinnati and Oakland, so.
Well, Cincinnati wasn't his fault.
Yeah.
But but you've got to as a coach realize what you got with your offensive line and your quarterback, and you've got to be able to protect your quarterback. somehow. And it just, and that was just the style that Bruce Arians went. But, I mean, the offense, David Johnson hurt him last year. I mean, they still finished 8-8, and they just didn't look good,
I just want to go, they put it on December, I think. They beat the Titans, who are a playoff team.
They're full of talent. They're stacked with talent.
They had a great December last year, because that's when I heard went to all those games. We had, 4 home games in December last year? Mm-hmm. And they, rocked it. I think, they lost 1 that we were at?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. And it was close.
Yeah, but they look good. I mean, they pull out wins late. They're not. I mean, they're a team that can pull out wins late. We saw last year against Titans. There was that field goal. That was 80-something yards.
Yeah, that's right. That's what that was.
Dude just straight launched the ball. Yeah. No, I mean, I do like the Cardinals a lot, but you're in the division with the Rams right now. I think it's the Rams for the taking. LA has got so much good football going on right now. They're gonna have 2 teams in the playoffs this year. Don't know what it's going to mean for when the stadium does open and they're sharing it, but they're looking pretty good right now heading into that new stadium. I mean, the Rams, we said this past week on the show, they went all in. They put all their eggs in a basket. They got Darnold signed. You signed Brendan Cooks, who you haven't even seen take a pass for you. You got your quarterback in Jared Goff. You got Suh. You got Talib. The Rams are going to be steadily this year, and I mean the Seahawks window's closed. We can all agree on that, right?
Yeah, they're done.
And the Niners, I mean, Jimmy Garoppolo has to lose a game, all right? He's not going to go 16-0 this year, is he?
You gotta wait. He's got to lose before I'm going to say that at this point. I mean, what he's done since he's been there has been pretty spectacular.
Yeah, but the teams they were playing last year when he was winning, they were they were sucking.
They played the Jaguars. They beat the Jaguars.
A lot of teams beat the Jaguars last year.
But they actually whooped their ass
in San Fran.
Oh yeah, the home of their 12th man meant something there with the 10,000 people that were at Levi Stadium that game.
Whatever. Everybody get off Jimmy G's butt.
I'm just saying. I know he's gonna lose, but damn, he ain't lost yet. He's Infinity and O.
He's a new shiny thing that nobody had tape on for a while and all that stuff. It's all coming back to roost now. So, so the Rams. I mean, we've talked about this. I would love nothing more than for the Rams to win 3 games this year and just suck. I mean, they dominated the regular season last year, got to the playoffs, and looked like they hadn't played football all year.
Deer in headlights.
It was bad.
I mean, we were talking about the close-up they showed on the head coach, man, and he was just like, what the fuck?
His eyes were wide circles. Now? He couldn't figure out what to do. It's like they didn't even game plan. They were just like, we're the Rams, we're going to win.
McVay was like, why am I in the playoffs? What we got here?
So... the Rams brought on this talent. They have to win this year because they're going to run into salary cap issues next year already. They have to win this year, but I don't know if they can hold up to those expectations with Jared Goff because, Goff had a good resurgence last year, but they kind of surprised people last year too. I mean, the Rams were always with Jeff Fisher 8-8, 7-9. They were always awesome on defense.
They're mediocre. They're Adam.
That's my guy.
He loves Jeff Fisher. I don't know why. He just loves Jeff Fisher.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
He likes. He should be a Cowboys fan. He likes going 8-8, huh?
Exactly.
So, but. The Rams have always had a good defense, for years now, and they just can't put it together. And their offense will be good.
Well, because they never had a good offense. Now they got a good offense. You got Todd Gurley.
Case Keenum was there. He had a good offense when Case Keenum was there. It wasn't bad at all. It's just they couldn't get out of the way. And I think that had to do a lot with Jeff Fisher. I just don't know, man. I just don't... I'm expecting them. They should win the division with their talent, but I would not be surprised if they don't and they struggle this year. So we'll see on that.
The thing about the West that I really like this year is there's outside. I think the Rams are going to run the table, but there's so many cool storylines in the NFC West this year. Obviously, the Niners, they're resurgent with Kyle Shanahan, Jimmy Garoppolo. You got the Seahawks, the window's closed, but they got the one-armed guy starting for him. And Shaq Griffin, that's pretty cool story. And then here in Arizona, you got David Johnson coming back, and you also got Bradford and Rosen.
Not just
at what point is it going to be time to pull the trigger?
Not that, but even the Seahawks, they got rid of the cancers on the team. Richard Sherman and Cam's gone now.
Bennett's gone, so it's going to be.
Bennett. They weren't cancers in terms of bad players. It's just they ran their mouths and bashed their coaches in public and other players in public and stuff. So the Seahawks might be a better team this year, all around team
in the locker room.
In the locker room, but will that translate to wins? Because you got Russell Wilson back there, and they've never had receivers, but they still have Lockett and all those guys, so they can still do that dink and dunk and go down there, and they're gonna still play hard for Pete Carroll.
Oh yeah.
So I'm not saying they're gonna go far on that. The other thing is like the Rams have struggled in division. Like last year was the first year where they kind of beat teams in their division. They always beat the Cardinals. The Rams have always beaten the Cardinals because the matchup is so perfect for the two teams. It's just a defensive struggle. In the Seahawks and Cardinals are always been a big defensive struggle. Like those games are like 9-6, every time they play. And I expect that again this year. It's just a matter of who can pull up above the side. And the Niners, I don't care what you say. Yeah, Jimmy G is undefeated last year. They're just going to be awful this year. They're going to win 4 or 5 games on the top end. They have so many holes still. A quarterback's not going to win you games when it counts at the end of the season when they're playing a bunch of people that don't. And he just gets traded there. Plus, it was a contract year last year for him, so he had to play well, and he got paid. So we'll see on that. But yeah, I think the Rams on there. I mean, the Cardinals should be going 8-8. With Sam Bradford in there. But even then, if they go with Rosen, I think Rosen's not going to be, he's going to make mistakes, but he's confident enough. He's going to throw the good ball in there. So I think the Cardinals, regardless, should win 7-8 games fairly easily. Sneak up there. The Seahawks, like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if they won 7 or 8 games too. And that is one thing about the West these last several years. You never have a team that is bad. Like the Niners will be bad every once in a while, but generally 3 out of the 4 teams are in the 8 win range.
Right.
So I expect more of that this year. So it'll be interesting to see. 'Cause like you said, this division has more storylines than any of the other divisions with the 4 teams. So and they Cardinals start with the Redskins first, and they go at the Rams. So they get their first test. Besides the Redskins, they get their first test really quick. Next week against the Rams. And, speaking of preseason, the Rams played no offensive starters at all in the preseason. So, that second game is going to be the game where, that's going to be their second game out there. And who the Rams have this week? The Raiders. They have the Raiders first, so, the Rams have to get polished and everything quickly to go against the Cardinals. Because the Cardinals were playing their starters in the preseason, so they should have the timing down a little bit better and stuff like that. But so we'll see. That's a big exciting year.
So playoff picks. For me, AFC, I got the Patriots winning the division up there, going to the playoffs. I got the Steelers winning the AFC North, going to the playoffs. The South, I like Jacksonville to do it again. And then the West, I'm a Charger guy. My 2 wild cards, you got the Texans and you got the Browns. Still think Browns get the playoffs. Who you got? Who you got?
What do you got, Adam?
All right, AFC East. I'm going with the Patriots to win the division.
I thought you were about to say something else.
I was thinking about Dolphins.
He's stuck on that.
I am still stuck on the Dolphins, but I can't go that far out on a limb. The North, go ahead and give it to Pittsburgh. And out of the AFC South, I'm going to take the Jaguars. In the AFC West, I'm going to take the Chargers.
Nice. Wild cards?
Wild cards, you're going to get Dolphins and Dolphins and Chiefs.
We got bold predictions for wild cards.
Yeah, wow.
NFC East.
That's why they call it wild cards.
Oh, yeah, just AFC
sorry.
first.
We're doing AFC, sorry. My bad.
Hey, Adam, welcome to the podcast.
What up?
I do that a lot too. It must drive Jason crazy. I'm like, what?
Huh? What are you talking about?
So I got AFC East. I got to go Patriots on that one. I'd love to pick somebody else to win that division, but just simply not going to happen. In the AFC North, actually, I think the Ravens are going to shock people this year. They're back. They're going to be solid this year. They're going to surprise a lot of teams. And I just think that Pittsburgh's drama, it's catching up to them. It's catching up to them every year, and it's just getting closer and closer. AFC South, I do have the Jaguars winning that one. It's pretty painfully obvious. And then in the West, I actually have the Chargers also winning that one there. For my 2 wild cards, I do have the Steelers actually winning the wild card on that one. And then I have the New York Jets sneaking in as a wild card pick there also. So, yeah, we do all have hot picks.
And
I just think Todd Bowles is, what he did with that team last year, I just think he's going to keep it going. There.
All right, so NFC, I got the Eagles winning the East. Move over to the North, I like the Vikings. South, NFC, give me the Saints. West, Rams, 2 wild cards. This is where it's kind of tough, convoluted, but you got Falcons and you got the Cowboys.
Wow.
Are we supposed to pick a homer team?
I mean, we don't have to, but I mean...
Just curious. Okay. What do you got?
All right, in the NFC East, I'm going to go with the Eagles. The North, I reserve the right to change this after Sunday night, but I'm going to go with the Packers as much as it pains me.
Could be the Bears on Monday.
It could be the Bears on Monday. It might very well be the Bears on Sunday about 10 o'clock. The South, I am going with the Panthers. And in the West, I am going with the 49ers. My wild card team, out of the West, the Rams. And out of the South, the Falcons.
Did I
say the Niners?
49.
You didn't say Bears, you said Niners.
I know.
To win outright of the West. 16 to infinity or no? Jimmy
Laugh all you want.
We are.
He's laughing. I'm scratching my head.
I'm only laughing because I don't know what to do with that. So,
Embrace it.
For me, the AFC East, I have the Eagles winning that one. Then in the North, I have the Vikings also. In the South, I've got the Falcons winning that division. And then in the West, I have the Rams winning that. With the actually the Cardinals, I am going with the homer team there. I think they're going to surprise people this year, regardless. Going against the Giants.
I like it. So let's get into week 1 picks. Are you ready?
Are you ready?
For a good time! Good times are going to happen tonight. Arizona Speedway. Don't forget to come on out. Check out the Race with Jason podcast. It's up with Josh Shipley. Just so you know.
All right. In your NFL football pick.
Shameless plug. Here we go. Sunday, we got Steelers and Browns. Pittsburgh is 4.5-point favorites. Who do you like, Steven?
Pittsburgh.
I'll take the Browns. We got Bengals and Colts. Colts getting 2.5 points at home. Who do you like?
Colts.
Bengals.
Colts. We got Titans and Dolphins. Tennessee, 1-point favorite in Miami. They're at the Hard Rock Stadium. Who do you like?
Tennessee.
Dolphins.
Tennessee it is. We got 49ers and Vikings. Vikings, 6.5-point faves at home.
Vikings by 20.
The streak continues. Go Niners.
Vikings. We got Texans and Patriots. A lot of hype around this game. Patriots 6-point favorites at home against the Texans.
New England.
Go Patriots.
Give me the Texans. Buccaneers and Saints. Saints getting 9.5 points, man. Largest spread of the week, I think, right there in New Orleans.
New Orleans.
Saints.
Yep, we all agree on something for once. Jaguars and Giants. Jags 3-point favorites on the road in New York. They're at MetLife.
I'm going to go Giants.
I'm going to go Jaguars.
I'll take the Jags as well. Bills and Ravens. Ravens 7.5-point faves at home against the Bills with Peterman.
Ravens.
Chiefs and Chargers. Chargers 3.5-point faves at home there in the StubHub Center. Still playing at the old soccer field out there with 5,000 faithful. big AFC West matchup right there.
Yep. Reservedly, I'm going to go Chargers, even though they start the season horribly.
I'm going to go Chiefs.
I'll take the Chargers as well. I don't think Mahomes gets it done first game out. Broncos and Seahawks. Denver, man, 3-point favorites against the Seahawks.
In Denver.
In Denver.
I'm going to go Seahawks.
I'm going to go Seahawks.
I'll take the Broncos. I like that defense. I think they're going to do good things. Redskins and Cardinals will be at that game tomorrow. Cardinals 1.5-point favorites at the new State Farm Stadium.
State Farm Field.
Or State Farm Field?
I think.
No, I think it's Stadium.
Oh, is it? Oh.
Yeah.
I'm making stuff up. Cardinals.
I'm going to go Cardinals.
Cards all day. Cowboys and Panthers tomorrow in Charlotte. Woo! Ric Flair's hometown. Carolina, 3-point favorites.
Carolina.
Carolina.
Dak attack is back, baby. Gonna do some things. Go Cowboys. Bears and Packers tomorrow night. Packers 7-point favorites. Sunday night football in Green Bay.
Packers.
The Bears.
I'm gonna take the Bears too. I think the Bears are gonna pull something out there. Jets at Lions, first Monday Night Football game of the weekend because we got 2 opening week. Detroit 6.5-point faves against the Jets.
Jets.
I need Stafford, so go Lions.
Jets, Jets. Rams and Raiders going to close out week 1 in Oakland. Rams, though, 4.5-point faves on the road.
It's going to be a low-scoring defensive affair, and the Rams are going to end up winning it.
Rams, we got this one.
I think the Rams freaking whoop their ass by like 20.
The Rams' offense is going to be awful because they didn't play it all in the preseason.
I think they'll get off to a hot start. I like it. That's what I'm saying. Anyways, any other final thoughts for you fine gentlemen here as we get ready for week 1 of football?
We're missing college football right now. Can we go?
Oh, yeah. We're missing college football.
Yeah.
Northwestern won?
I really don't want to talk about that.
No. I guess no.
Bummer. Chicago's Big Ten team did not get it done.
The Arizona Wildcats lost.
Yes, they did. U of A, not very good at football.
So
Somebody tried calling me out. They said, we'll see how ASU does against Michigan State tonight. I was like, what? Like, I'm not an ASU guy.
Worst case will be 1-1. You know what we won't be? 0-2.
0-2. And it wasn't even a U of A fan. Like, I don't know. Like,
Northwestern lost.
I'm getting called out for a team I don't even like follow religiously. What's up with that? Anyways, thank you guys for listening to NFL Preview. We'll be back, me and Steve, back at you this week. Maybe with Adam, who knows? I think we might start recording on Tuesdays again here. So
Yeah, Hard Knocks is over. So
Hard Knocks is over. So yeah, we're gonna have Adam Michaels back in studio with us Tuesday morning. Anyways, thanks for listening. God bless you. God bless the troops, and God bless America.